Good evening, everyone. It's great to see all of you. Now, before I really get into nitty-gritty of my speech, I'm gonna ask the audience to do one thing. One thing. Really imagine this. Picture this in your head, okay? It's graduation day for high schoolers. The lights are bright. You look into the crowd. You see your family. You see your friends. It's all amazing. You're in your gown. You look great, and you're really soaking in every second of it, basking in the moment, as you should. I mean, as high schoolers, we've done everything we've been told to do. Cue the good grades, work hard, and everything else will be certain. The future, it'll all be certain. But kids my age, they're asking a different unsettling truth. Not just, what job do I want? Not just, what career do I want? They're asking something far more deeper. That job I want, that career I want in the future, will it even exist anymore? Because according to the World Economic Forum's 2025 Future Job Report, 92 million jobs will be displaced by the end of the decade. And hey, get this, 39% of that skill set, well, they'll be outdated by the end of 2030. Our future is so unpredictable that 65% of our generation will be doing jobs in the future that don't even exist yet. So, that begs the question. There must be something more than just rote memorization in classrooms that helps and defines a student's potential, defines a student's success. Something more than just how well you're able to memorize the first 20 elements of the periodic table, or how well you can memorize the starting date of the First World War. Something beyond that, but the question is, what is it? Because for years, students been told the same formula, the same comfortable formula, which is echoed across classrooms, across report cards, and even conversations at home. Our teachers said it, parents said it, heck, even our grandparents have said it. That as long as you keep up these good grades, everything else will take care of itself. But I want to ask something else. What if the world is changing faster than the system that's supposed to be preparing us for it? Hi, my name is Wajed Hossain. Let me get straight off the bat. I'm not standing here as a professor, not standing here as the CEO of some Fortune 500 company, although I wish, and I'm certainly not standing here as an expert. But I'll tell you this, I'm standing here as a student, even though I don't really look like that, but I am standing here as a student. I want to stand here and acknowledge a problem. That's not because our students aren't smart, not because they aren't capable, but something far deeper than that. That the echoes of our current system is one defined by structure and stability. But the one of the world waiting for us outside those classrooms, well, that's one defined by change, unpredictability. So the question is, what happens when the world is moving faster than that advice we've been raised on? See, we're in a time where industries can come and go. Career paths can be reshaped, restructured, and even disappear in just a span of a few years. I mean, according to Statistics Canada's 2024 job report, 60% of Canadians will face AI-related job transformations. Our future is evolving at a rapid rate. And with that rate, how come our school system is training our students to expect the same things, same echoes of the past, even though our future doesn't follow that path? And this realization first hit me. That echo, it first started to crack for me during one pivotal moment in my life. And that was my first ever science fair. Because before I was about to walk in through those doors and see my competition, I expect to see bottle rocket projects, cute little elephant toothpaste volcanoes. But no, I turned the door, I stepped a foot in, I walked in, and saying that I was blown away is an understatement. I saw kids, teenagers, high schoolers, ages just like you and me, making projects, not bottle rockets, but AI tumor detection systems. Not elephant toothpaste volcanoes, but robotic sea turtles that could detect pollution in lakes and oceans. And that made me think, these students, they're succeeding not off a multiple choice test or a Scantron sheet, and certainly not any digital textbook, but something far beyond just memorization. And I realized that firsthand when I was working on my own science fair project. Because I remember the memories vividly. Late 3 a.m.s, more caffeine in my system than I'd like to admit, aimlessly going from one research paper to another. And then I realized school has trained me to succeed when I'm given a rubric, a checklist, a criteria. But research just wasn't like that. I had to think, I had to adapt, I had to navigate through uncertainty, move through failures. Because the school system and our education system, it trains us to succeed when the path is clear. But the future, well, that's going to keep moving even when it isn't. And I'm not saying that our schools are our enemy here. And I'm certainly not saying our teachers are the enemy. Our teachers are doing wonderful work out there with the resources they have. I know teachers that inspire every student that takes a step forward in their classroom. Unfortunately, they are working in a system that is far from perfect, maybe even outdated. Because truthfully, our classrooms are living in the echoes of a different era. An era shaped by routine, an era shaped by memorization, an era shaped by structure. I'm talking about the Industrial Revolution. How many of you know that the education system was designed 200 years ago during the Industrial Revolution? Students were rewarded for how they could follow directions, memorize tasks, follow orders. Because that's what the era needed at the time. They needed a structured workforce. They needed routine and they needed predictability. They needed certainty. But flash forward 200 years later, we're no longer in an industrial revolution. We're not just preparing students to become factory workers anymore. No, far from it. Because while the education system has changed, the world has changed, the same true principles that we learn in classrooms has still stayed much the same. So, what should we do? Throw out school? No, definitely not. But what I recommend is beyond just memorization. Not just teach students to have knowledge, but what to do without it. Teach students how to think when knowledge isn't given. Instead of memorizing, teach students how to create. Instead of just following directions, teach them how to lead. Instead of just following textbook problems, teach them to solve real-world ones. And this can go so broad. Even in your science class, instead of just following strict instructions, encourage students to test out their own experimental procedure. Test them out with their own goals and their own methods, their own interests. For example, developing an experimental procedure that really measures the impact of waste reduction in your school. Even in history class, instead of just memorizing wars, events, and dates, ask students how they can analyze the global issues and connect them to the past to see how patterns of history shape the decisions we make today. See, what I'm really trying to get at is align our system with our current issues, with our future. Align our education system with global issues, current global challenges, sustainable leadership, technological innovation. And the exciting part is our students have this capability. Because there are students out there working on technological innovation, not just at science fairs, but with student startups, with community passion projects, with community and nonprofit organizations, as well as research, just like I did. This means we as a system, we don't just need to teach our students how to have these skills, because deep in them, they do. We need to teach them how to nurture it. Because when we, as an education system, manage to do that, we are not just no longer listening to the echoes of the past, the echoes of the Industrial Revolution. We finally start prioritizing the echoes of tomorrow, the echoes of the future. Before I go, I want to leave you off with this. Do we really want our students to just memorize the world as it is, or have them shape it as it becomes? Thank you.